Oh, there's Joan. Hey, Joan. Jean is joining. Hi, Jean. Mary. So I'm sorry that I had to cancel the last meeting, but my flight was changed and I was up in the air.
Things happen.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Yep,
Hope
same to you.
everybody's doing well. This is kind of a hectic and busy time of the year. So I don't know if we'll have another meeting this month, but I'm willing to meet with you for our regular scheduled meeting next Saturday. So that'll be tentatively, it'll be open. I enjoy getting together with you and answering your questions. And I guess we got to get things in order so we can start 2024 on a good note. Good vision for everybody.
Yeah, it would be nice.
I don't know if any of you subscribe to the Epoch Times newspaper.
No.
Some people, but there was a featured article on this lady who had advanced glaucoma and was essentially blind. And when she began doing a form of Tai Chi, she restored her vision. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm a firm believer on balancing the autonomic nervous system, improving the energy of the body. So, hi, Mara.
Hello.
So it was an interesting article. I don't know if any of you practice Tai Chi.
I've tried it, but I have flat feet and it hurts my feet.
Mhm. But there are exercises you can do sitting, moving your arms. I think as we get older, our bodies become stagnant and we become immobile. And so, moving our bodies and doing these different exercises, I think are wonderful.
Do you
Especially
think
when
any kind of exercise would improve, or just that kind of
well,
exercise?
the article dealt with this woman who had glaucoma and her vision was restored.
Mhm.
But, I think that these types of exercises can help any kind of eye problem.
Okay.
You want to keep the energy. I'm a big advocate of grounding, taking off your shoes and socks and putting your feet on the earth. Dr. Stephen Sinatra wrote a wonderful book called Earthing. And he felt that, he's a brilliant alternative cardiologist, and he felt that was his greatest discovery in his life, earthing. In his book, he has countless number of patients who had their chronic health problems restored simply by doing grounding. And, we spend most of our life where we're not in contact with the earth. We have rubber-soled shoes. Our homes have carpeting or wood floors. And, you take your shoes and socks off and you're walking on the earth. There's a certain resonant frequency. They call it the Schumann frequency, which is, I think it's 7 point something hertz. And this frequency resonates with life in general. We're part of the earth. And if we're separated from the earth, then that makes us more prone to chronic disease. I think that's one of the reasons, when you go on vacation, you're at the ocean, you're walking barefoot in the sand, in the salt water. Essentially, you're grounding your body to the earth. So, the Tai Chi, different exercises, grounding, all these things are things that I think we all need to do. Hi, Mary. I can't see you, Mary.
You want to ask a question?
Mhm.
Yeah, so questions,
Hi there. Mhm.
is that Mary?
Yes, I just said hi.
Oh, we can't see you.
No.
Okay, so anybody have a question, questions?
You?
I do.
This is,
Oh,
okay.
okay, we're all gonna talk.
Well, somebody.
Susan, you have a question? Why don't you start your,
Yes, thank you. I'm doing the microcurrent. I notice though, if I do it every day and do the color therapy, the body sort of doesn't like that. It's like it's over energized, like I'm sensory overload. So if I do it every other day, like alternate, the body accepts that. Is that okay to do it that way?
yeah. In fact, a lot of people, everybody's different. And I have patients that are doing the microcurrent just once a week. I like you to start out doing it every day because we kind of want to jumpstart the healing process.
Well,
But
I've
if you're
been doing
doing,
that.
Mhm.
yeah,
Go ahead.
if you're doing it every day for a while and you find it's too much, then cut back to every other day. But I do have some patients that are just doing it once a week.
So I can alternate then between
Yeah.
the color therapy and, okay, I see
Mhm.
that works better for me, but I just want to make sure that I'm on the right path.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Now, my other problem is I'm only like, the body's only, how do I put it? The nutrients you gave me to take. For some reason, I'm not absorbing them, like for the eyes and stuff. I feels like the body's only absorbing like 30% of it. And I don't understand why my body's not absorbing the nutrients. Would you have
And
any
why,
thoughts on that?
how do you know that you're only absorbing 30%?
Because they call it, I don't know if you ever heard of My Health Biogenics. I get a scan done which shows the energy of what's going on in my body. And the scan came up and showed, as far as it tells you what nutrients you need, what the body needs, or what the body's not doing. Mine came up twice now where it said I'm only absorbing like 30% of my nutrients. They're not even going through my body to the places they should go.
Well, that's not uncommon. When you take a vitamin, you're not absorbing 100%. The only way
But
to
then
get
how-
100% is taking, doing it intravenously. So even if you're absorbing 30%, it's better than nothing.
Okay, but what about like the nutrients for my eyes? Then my eyes are not getting what they need.
Well, every time you take the vitamins, you're
Uh-huh.
absorbing at least 30%. And as we
Okay.
get older, studies have shown that typically over the age of 60, the ability of the cell to absorb nutrients declines. That's part of the aging process. Now, one thing they did a study, ozone therapy improved the uptake of nutrients in the cells. So by stimulating the cells, you're going to improve the uptake. So ozone is one way. Now, exercise is another way.
Right.
When you exercise, you stimulate your metabolic activity, you're going to have a better absorption. If you're
Okay.
sedentary and you don't do any activity, your body's sluggish and you're going to have a decline. But it's
Right.
normal to have a decline in the uptake of nutrients.
Okay.
Backing up to the microcurrent, you had mentioned about her with her. Can you take several of the modalities in one day? Like, could you take the inflammation and the
Sugar.
the resistance to sugar one? Can you take two of them in one day, or should
Oh,
you only
yeah.
do one?
Yeah. No, you can do all 10 in one day if you like, but you have to listen to your body. I don't like people to do the eye program more than once a day.
Okay.
There are some days that I'll do the stress program or relaxation program 3 or 4 times.
All right. Do you ever feel kind of funny when you do that? If you take it too many times?
Well, if you do feel funny, that means one or two things. You're dehydrated. And, if you're dehydrated, you're doing microcurrent, that will definitely cause a reaction, a detox phenomena. But you have to listen to your body. If you do feel a little bit of anxiety or feel like your body's overcharged, then it means you're doing it too much.
Okay.
See, Joan,
Hey,
did you
Dr.
have a question?
I have a statement. I purchased Dr. Sinatra's book about 10 years ago. So I have been doing the earthing for at least 10 years. And I sleep on both my sheets, and I have a beautiful lab. It's a pad. It's about 4 feet square. And it is all stitched with the silver thread. So it conducts those the electrons that neutralize those free radicals in the body. But you know what I did, Dr. Kondrot? I did it a step further. In his book, it shows for putting it on areas with an electrode if you have pain. So what I did, I thought, well, I'm going to see about my brain. So I put one electrode on above my right eye and one electrode above my left eye. And then I also put another electrode. Well, first of all, I am 88 and I absorb everything because I go to the fitness center 3 times a week. And I work out in the fitness center for the weight and just to have the weight against my body. And then I swim a quarter mile 3 times a week. And then I work out after that in an exercise pool.
I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired just listening to you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
I need a break.
No, you got it. It is so good. But anyway, I put one electrode over my left gum, my left lower gum. And
You're
it is
talking
amazing.
you're talking about the grounding. You're talking about the grounding electrode.
Yes.
Yeah.
I plug them into the ground on the wall, not the direct current, just the grounding. And
Ouch.
so I do it for both sides, those are for my frontal lobes and here. And I'll tell you what, it is excellent. I have recommended it to a lot of people and I just swear by it. And
Yeah, I
as
know.
said,
I love grounding. In fact, in his book, he talks about many eye cases, the vision
Yes.
problems.
Yes. I should say my husband died on September 12th. My husband, Jim. And so it's taken me it's almost 3 months to get me back down to normal. And I know I'm down to normal because I'm back to reading about 50 or 60 pages at a crack. I've got a brain that loves information, good information. So I'm really glad to be on the site today with you people because I haven't been on it for months. And
Yeah,
so,
well,
and I
thanks,
think
thanks for sharing.
I have a question about
I
lights.
do,
Okay, Jean, you have a
I
question?
do the light.
Jean has a question. Jean?
Okay.
My problem is with light. I'm right now, I don't know. See, this is what I'm living with, snow. And the snow affects my light, my sight. It makes everything so bright I can't see. I don't know how to deal with that.
Well, the sensitivity to light, I would suggest you get maybe some polarized glasses or some sunglasses.
I have they're called Duclos and they're kind of a amber color, and it does help outside if I put them on. That does help there, but I'm talking about the light from the snow coming in my windows and into my house,
Yeah.
and if I tried to wear sunglasses in the house, then it would be too dark. It just seems to be no balance between enough light and too much light.
Yeah, well, you do need daylight. The ultraviolet light is essential for our body's health. making vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to balance the amount of light that comes into your home. I know it can be awful in the wintertime when you get that sun, the glare off the snow.
Yeah.
Dr. Kondrot, this is Joan. I have that same problem. And what I do is I wear a little cap that has a peak in the front to
Mhm.
stop it from coming down from up above. And I found now my backyard is brilliant right now because of the snow. I'm in central Wisconsin, and I've had that problem for a long time. But when I wear a little peak hat, in fact, I'll tell you what, I'll just,
Have you tried that?
because I've got
Jean?
3 of them in different
No,
places. It's like
know.
this, and what this type of a hat does for me, I don't know if it just stops the reflection from going up, but it helps my vision. But it also, I feel that trifocals, if you have trifocals with those cuts, for the different lenses in your glasses, those extra cuts take extra light for reflecting for each one. Like if I go shopping, I should really use a pair of progressive lenses that don't have those lines that reflect all that light. But I use that little peak, that little hat, not a hat, a cap, and it looks really good.
Yeah, Jean, give that a try.
Yeah, I will. That sounds like something. I noticed I'm not driving anymore. I can't I haven't actually lost my license, but I don't feel safe driving anymore. But at the end, just before I quit driving, I noticed that I wore a cap, and I was able to pull it down. It helped with the driving. It wasn't so bright then. There just seems to be a funny balance, because between the being too bright, and then if I need to read something, I need extra light. So it's weird. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, give the cap a try.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try
Okay,
that.
other questions? Betty,
Hey, how are you, Dr. Kondrot?
pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I got 2 questions. Well, for Joan, if I have not read that book yet on earthing from Dr. Stephen Sinatra, so I could learn how to do you were using the pads and putting them on your.
Yes, it shows it in the book where a person has put it on their foot for if they have peripheral neuropathy or other problems. And when I saw the picture of the electrode in the book, I thought, I've got electrodes. I'm going to put it on my forehead. And I'll tell you what, it calms everything when I go to bed at night. And I have
There's
those electrodes.
there's a website where you can buy a lot of these grounding equipment. You can buy the
Okay.
grounding mats. And it's interesting, it's a plug that goes into your electrical outlet,
Huh.
which connects just to the ground. And they also have a device that measures the ground. So you're getting a ground.
Huh. Now, Joan, do you have a problem with cataracts? Is that I don't know if that might be a good solution for cataracts or not.
Do I have a what?
Cataracts in your eyes.
I had cataracts. They had to be removed 30 years ago. I took after my mother. I had cataracts smack dab in the center of my pupil of each eye. And my mother, I was the youngest of 17 children. And there were 2 of the girls in my family who had this. My mother had this, and I never knew. She had it was a cataract, but it was a rock. Now, this was back in the 40s, and they just didn't do stuff for that.
Yeah, they didn't have lens implants in the 40s.
That was the dark ages. And so,
Yeah.
yes, I had cataracts. I had one in each eye, and they gave me a nearsighted lens in the first one and a farsighted lens in the other one. But then
Anyway, the grounding should help. The grounding should help your cataracts.
Okay.
it's
It's going to balance your body, and you're getting the right energy flow. It's interesting because for a while I was experimenting people doing the microcurrent while they were being grounded. You know, we had them take their shoes and socks off just to see if they'd get any, more significant result, but I didn't see a significant increase, while you're doing the microcurrent.
You remember when I guess they still sell them, I guess there's those magnetic soles that you put into your shoes,
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother issue, the magnetic energy.
Okay. Is that
And, there are people that sell the magnets
Yeah.
to help regenerate. I don't have that much experience, and I've played around with it, and I didn't feel it really, made that much of a difference.
Okay.
If
Got
I
one-
can,
I'm sorry.
if I can add to this one, I've used the Nikon magnetic insoles for 37 years. I do not wear my shoes unless I have them in. I wear them all the time. And I used to have a lot of leg pain. And the first day I got my Nikon inserts, I put them in my shoes and I had to go down the basement for something. And I went down there and I came back up and I didn't realize my legs didn't ache. What it does is it increases your circulation to your extremities. And so I use them every day. You can go to NIKKEN. That's how the company, those are the ones who make the good ones. There are a lot of chintzy ones, and you don't get a chintzy pair just because they're cheap. These run around $70, but they'll last you 10 or 15, 20 years. And as I said, I wear them all the time.
Mhm.
They're excellent.
I got one other question for you, for Dr. Kondrot. Any update on the Aquamed as far as I know y'all kind of want to stay under the radar with the FDA.
Yeah, well, right now the company is still selling the product. They just got a letter from the FDA. The FDA wanted some documentation, but there is a movement underway to take all the homeopathic eye drops off the market. There's a government movement underway. So the Aquamed may be a product that we just don't have in the future, which is a shame, because the Aquamed is one drop that I have found I've observed that it can reverse cataracts.
Okay,
Is there some kind of movement that we might get involved with that could help with the situation with the homeopathic remedies?
Well, it's a tough, because it's hard to fight the government. The bureaucracy is so strong.
Yeah.
And there's so much graft and paybacks from Big Pharma. I mean, Big Pharma has a $1 billion budget to influence the congressman. And they're all, they're getting paid, unfortunately, it's a real problem. To be honest with you, I think medicine no longer exists.
Yeah, I can see that.
If I could put a point in here also, Dr. Kondrot, I think I must have told you about this. In 2010, I went to a seminar on nanotechnology silver. In fact, you recommended for both my husband and I to put those drops in our eyes before we do the microcurrent. And I do that all the time. And when I first heard about it, I thought, well, my goodness. So I went on the internet and I researched it for myself. And I learned that they had been using the nanotechnology silver since about 2003, 2005. And I thought, my goodness. So I started using it in 2010. And I use it every day. And I'll put it in before I go to bed at night. And I put them in also because I do my treatments in the morning with a microcurrent. And so I put the drops, the nanotechnology silver drops in my eyes then. And then I rub over my eye because that's what one of the places that I research said, and it works very well. And so one thing I want to share, I feel is amazing. My ophthalmologist, when I had first gone there, well, that's 8 years ago, but I got him about the third time about 5 years ago. And they were telling me, you should go down to the tower and get the surgery on for the glaucoma. And because my eyes were, quote, so bad. And of course, the macular degeneration wasn't so swift. So anyway, I didn't do that. The woman, at first of all, she talked to my husband like I was a 5-year-old child seated at a table and I should be coloring. So I asked her, would you please give me the information regarding the surgeries? She did. We took it home. I read it first, then gave it to my husband. He glanced over it and he said, well, I guess that's what we're going to do. I said, really? So I said, let's go through it together. And when we went through it together, because I am a researcher. I started out in research when I graduated, and I'm still there. And so I said, well, as I'm with my husband, and the last ones, I can't even, well, first of all, I swim 3 times a week. I wouldn't be able to go swimming in the water, even if I'm wearing the goggles, because
Okay,
my eyes would
you know,
always be
we
subject.
have some other people that have questions. We appreciate all your.
Okay, I'll be still.
We got 16 people here and they all have questions. Lauren? your
Okay,
hand
go
was-
ahead.
yeah.
Oh, it's Sheila.
Oh, Sheila.
Yeah, it's okay. The CRVO, I would like to be able to call Chris, but it's right at a time that I can't every week. So I'm wondering, it seems that my eye is lightening, the vision is lightening and becoming, but it's still, it's still not where it needs to be. Is that a normal progression? I'm also noticing that I have a vein that I can see in my eye that I hadn't been seeing before. Now, I don't know if that was because I couldn't see it or because I see it now. I don't know. Is that a normal?
Well, it sounds like there's a positive change.
Okay, the lightning.
The changes in the color and the retina's being stimulated, and it could be that the blood from the vein occlusion is being absorbed. So what I would recommend, and this is important for all of you, you do your treatment for a couple of months and then you go back to your eye doctor and get the scans, the pictures, and an evaluation. So we look at 2 things. We look at the structural changes that have taken place in your eye by the photograph or visual field. And then we also look at your subjective.
Okay.
So my personal opinion is that your subjective improvement is what really matters. By that, I mean, are you seeing better?
It's not, it is brighter, but not distinct yet. And, but it is in the peripheral, I can,
Well, I think those are good signs.
Okay. And there is one other thing that I am noticing, and I'm wondering if it's either related. I don't know what it's related to, so I'll just throw it out there. I will at times have pain in my eye, or it's not the eye, but kind of in back of the eye. And I don't know if it's that it's dry and that can cause it, because I will put drops in and it does a little bit of good. And I just don't know if that's a typical thing for dry eye.
Yeah, well, the dry eyes can cause pain, and what I like is the ozone eye drops.
I did buy an ozone thing. I need to look at on your website again and figure out.
We have a YouTube video. I go over in detail how to make the ozone eye drops. They're wonderful.
And any amount of time during the day, is there a suggestion?
I would use them throughout the day.
Okay.
You can use them as often as you like because there's no preservatives. The ozone is very soothing. It's regenerative. It's bacteriostatic and cidal. And it's especially beneficial for people that have dry eyes. I don't think it's going to help that much with the vein occlusion, or I don't think it helps that much for glaucoma, but it does help the overall front surface of the eye.
I had something,
irritation.
There was one other thing I had this last week. I was coming home at night, and the color of the the light therapy is a greenish color, and that very color I saw 4 little rectangular squares for about 3 minutes, and it was really weird, and I didn't know if it was related to that. Would that have been it was just weird. It was very different. Does that happen sometimes, that light therapy?
Yeah, people will have different sensations when they do the light therapy. I don't think it's unusual.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't at the time, it was like hours later, but it was, and it just, I thought, well, okay. So the scans, the doctors that do the scans, the ones that they do, are they any specific ones that we should be having? Because
it depends on your condition, but these scans are part of your eye exam when you go back for a follow-up.
Okay, yeah, because I went.
So, get the scans and make sure that you send a copy to our office so I can put it in your records.
I'll do. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I think Tyra has your hand up. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I have a couple questions if we have time for them. No, probably going to forget what they were. What is your view of popcorn? If it's organic popcorn, would that be all right? I know you had said in the past no popcorn.
I never said no popcorn. I think the
No?
problem is with the corn and the oils that the popcorn is made.
Okay, so popcorn
You know,
is
most of 90% of all the corn is genetically modified, so we have to worry about that. Also, popcorn is usually seed oils. It's popped in seed oils. That's a problem.
right.
I talked earlier about the work of Dr. Chris Kenobi. Macular degeneration did not exist before 1920. Right around that time, it was the introduction of seed oils, margarine, and Crisco. And so a lot of people feel that, it's not age-related macular degeneration, it's diet-related macular degeneration.
Yeah.
So you really got to avoid seed oils. If it has a label on it, don't eat it.
Right.
All the food ingredients, artificial flavors and preservatives, they're killing our health, destroying our health.
Okay, and what do you have a suggestion as far as removing eye makeup for the women, as far as something that you would recommend to use?
I can't give any woman advice on makeup because I don't use it.
But no product that would be safer for your eyes to remove it, and that's what it would.
Well, when you're doing the microcurrent acts as a carrier.
Right.
The energy will take those petrochemicals into your body. So you do have to be very careful with the petrochemicals. And on the other hand, you can use that carrying principle to your advantage. And that's why I like essential oils, especially frankincense.
Oh,
Frankincense has a lot of regenerative power. And we used to soak the washcloths in water with a little frankincense oil.
Oh, really? For your eyes?
As you're doing it on your eyes, the microcurrent energy is taking the essence of the frankincense oil into your eye.
Okay.
If you look on YouTube, I interviewed a Dr. Marcel Vega from Puerto Rico, and he also practices in Florida. He's an authority on essential oils, and at the Vision event, he gave a talk on essential oils and eye health, and it was phenomenal. There's so many research articles on the benefits of essential oils.
Okay. That's good.
I love essential oils.
And then one final question, as far as sunglasses, what is your view of the pinhole glasses that allow sunlight to come in, but to use those as sunglasses?
I'm sorry, I didn't. What type of sunglasses are these?
The pinhole glasses, it's like what they use when you're getting your vision tested at the eye doctor, but it
The
allows.
pinhole glasses can help relax your eyes.
Okay.
So it's an aid, because it's interesting when you put the pinhole glasses on, you have good vision.
Yes.
So why is it that you need glasses? There's no optics in there.
Right.
And the way I describe it is when you're looking out in space, light rays are coming in different directions, but there's rays that are coming straight that are not refracted or bent. So one thing you can do is if you get a piece of paper, let's say you lose your glasses, you make a little hole like this and your vision's nice and clear. Or you get a pencil and poke a hole in a center piece of paper and your vision's clear. That's the pinhole effect.
Thank you.
Stay away from the popcorn.
All right.
So where
Mira.
are these,
Hi,
where are
Mira.
these pinholes? Oh,
Hello.
okay.
I have a quick question. I had to take a break with my homeopathic remedy for 35 or 40 days because I have sensitivity in the mouth. And should I finish my first one? Because I start taking in August. I
Yeah,
received
you should finish.
I received the new one, LM2. So
You should finish LM1, then go to LM2.
even if I started in August and had a break for 35 days.
It doesn't matter. You have to finish the LM1. I mean, you could potentially start with the LM2, but it may be too strong for you and you may have a reaction.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it works time-wise since the beginning. So
No.
I'll finish this.
Remember, every dose of the homeopathic remedy is pushing your body a little bit. So you succuss it, it pushes it. When you go to the LM2, that's a big jump. And there's a risk that you may have a negative reaction. That's why we want you to finish the LM1.
Okay, so holidays is not a good time to try that. The other thing, I tested few times when I'm doing a microcurrent, and there is a significant difference if I do it before sleep. I see so much worse in the morning. I don't know what it is. Maybe the drops are drying and my eyes are extra dry. When I do it like around 6, 7 o'clock or during the day, next morning I see better. Do you have any explanation why it's that happening?
Well, I think you have to listen to your body. If you feel that, you're more comfortable doing a microcurrent at a certain time, then do it then.
I was thinking if it's good for my eyes, and that's just a temporary effect, I'll do it anyway.
So usually I like patients to do the microcurrent at night when they go to bed because the eyes regenerate at night.
So even if I see worse, that's okay?
No, I don't like it when people say they see worse. You should not see worse. If you're seeing worse, something's wrong. Either you're dehydrated, the current may be too high. Your vision should not be worse after the microcurrent.
Next morning. I'm talking about like next morning if I do it before sleep.
Then something's wrong.
So what do I do?
Maybe try doing it in the morning and see what happens.
Okay, thank you. That was all from
Or
me.
maybe your vision is worse regardless of whether you do the microcurrent or not. You feel that it's only when you do the microcurrent before you go to bed, your eyes are worse.
I see worse in the morning, yes. And the days I do it before, I see better. Because I have some
Well, I would do it, listen to your body. I would do it before.
So toughing out is not good in this case.
What's that?
Toughing it out, like I don't mind seeing worse.
No,
if that
we
is
don't. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to check because I went a few times to and fro and it just.
But I would make sure that you're well hydrated. It could be that maybe you're dehydrated at night.
I have a feeling that those Ocrimed drops are drying my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's just a dryness. But like in the morning when I check, like I have some references, like a picture frame and everything, and it's blurrier. So I'll try doing it in the morning and see.
Yeah, try it in the morning and let us know. Okay.
Yes. Okay, thank you. That was all from me.
Okay. Drago, you look intense.
I just have some questions about infrared sauna. I have a new infrared sauna. It's basically I try to use it every day. Does that seem to be about right?
Oh yeah, I love the infrared sauna. It's good for, detoxifying your body. My only concern would be it may cause some dehydration. So, make sure you're well hydrated.
The other thing is that if I close my eyes and look at the infrared, sometimes I stretch. Does that do any negative things to my eyes,
Yeah, I would not look at the infrared light.
even with my eyes closed?
No, you can look at it with your eyes closed, and
Okay,
that's
because I just
do the
stretch.
people that do the infrared therapy. You should have your eyes closed. You shouldn't open
Thank
it.
you.
Let's see, Susan, you got your hand up. You have another question?
Oh, no, I lost. Okay, my question is, I noticed the left eye is getting better, but the right eye is like at a standstill. Could there be a reason for that? And my right eye used to be the better eye, and now it's the worst eye.
I'd have to take a look at your records. When was the last time you had your eyes examined?
Well, I go every 6 weeks, 8 weeks to the retinal specialist. So I'm going there December 18th. I just
send me a
noticed,
copy. Send me a copy of your records. But it's not unusual that the eyes heal at a different rate, and
oh,
it could be that maybe the eyes are healing at the same rate. You just need to change the glasses in the one eye.
well, my question is with the right eye, I had those Avastin injections. And I'm wondering if down the road that kind of did damage to the right eye.
Well, that's one reason why I don't like the injections, because long term they do cause scarring. It was a 5-year study done. They looked at patients getting injections over 5 years, and no one at the end of 5 years had an improvement of vision. Everybody lost vision. And the
That
conclusion
explains
was the doctors felt that you need more injections. That would take care of it. Kind of like with the COVID, you need more boosters, and you wouldn't get the COVID.
I agree with you there.
You need a booster every month.
How can I reverse the scarring in the eye? Would the microcurrent help that?
Yeah, the microcurrent has been shown to reverse scarring, but unfortunately the scarring takes time to reverse. Along with homeopathy, you might consider ozone therapy.
Is that one of those things you sell on your site?
I don't sell the ozone on my site. There are a couple of companies that sell the ozone generator. Now, there's two ways to do the ozone. I talk about ozone eye drops.
Yeah,
They're simple. They're simple to do. You buy a little portable ozone generator for a couple $100. I think it's under $100. It's like an aquarium bubbler, and it bubbles ozone into saline. You make eye drops. The more effective way is either rectal insufflation or auricular, putting a stethoscope and running ozone into your ear. For that, you need a ozone generator with oxygen. You need to get a tank of oxygen.
All right, is this stuff things that you sell on your site, or that you have information of where to go?
There's a place called Simply 03. I think that's the site. They have wonderful equipment. Simply 03. Let me just see. I'm going to go here. Simply. Yep. Simply 03. Quality ozone generators.
Let me get a paper.
Yeah,
Simply 03.
Okay. Can you
Now, the only thing is you do need to buy a tank of oxygen.
Oh,
Now, There's two ways of giving oxygen. One is through a medical supply house. The other one is through a company called Airgas, AIRGAS. They're a national company that they sell industrial oxygen. Now, when I was in California, the most regulated state in the nation, I went to an Airgas store and said, I'd like a tank of oxygen. They gave it to me. I didn't ask for a doctor's note or driver's license. And you hook it up to your machine and you're done.
Is that oxygen any different than the oxygen I get when I do my my welding and stuff?
It's the same oxygen.
Because that I can get at any welding place. I can even
Yeah,
get that
you
over
don't
Home
need
Depot.
you don't need any identification. You just walk in there and
Yeah, Home Depot even sells the small containers of oxygen. So that would work?
yeah.
Okay. I have to look that
And
up.
you call up Simply 03 and they can help you out with the right machine. I think the machines are a little under $1,000. And you need to buy some peripheral equipment. You either have to buy the stethoscope. It's important that all the material is silicone, not plastic, because ozone will eat into plastic.
Well, what if I just wanted to do the eye drops? Do they give you stuff to make the, I'd rather
Yeah,
just do the eye
It's a
drops. for my
simple ozone generator.
Uh-huh,
You can buy that on Amazon.
okay,
You know, an ozone generator, and it's a bubbler.
uh-huh,
And you need to use preservative-free saline. And I know we sell that in our office because most of the saline you buy in the drugstore has preservatives in it.
oh, okay.
You don't want to run ozone through the preservatives because
Okay.
the ozone may change some of those preservatives into harmful material. And, you know, a lot of the preservatives is thimerosal, which has mercury.
Well,
So we can get that off your site then.
Yeah, well, you have to talk to Chris. I don't know.
yeah,
We do sell the bags. We buy the IV bags of saline that the doctors use when you're in the hospital.
right,
It's pure saline.
okay.
All right.
And then you mix that with ozone and you, like a combination, you get the eye drops, correct?
What you do is you
That-
put some of the saline into a glass container. It has to be glass,
Right,
bubble the ozone. And then after you bubble it for about 10 minutes, you pour it into a glass dropper and then use that. When you're done, don't throw the ozone away. Just put the saline back into the your mother container, your glass container, and rebubble it, because the ozone will destroy any bacteria or viruses. It's a good disinfectant.
Oh, good.
oh, okay. Yeah, I think that would benefit me, the ozone eye drops. Especially for
Yeah,
my.
they're wonderful if you have dry eyes or
I
irritation.
do, I have severe dry eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backing up to what you had said earlier about the frankincense, is there something else who can't handle the scent of that? Is there another oil that's just as good?
That's my favorite, but some people like lavender,
Mm,
rosemary. Rosemary has a lot of healing property. Rosemary,
what about rosemary?
it
So that would
crosses
work.
the blood-brain barrier.
Well, rosemary would work just as well as frankincense.
I think frankincense is the best.
I just can't
Oh,
handle
yeah, she
that.
can't handle that. She's
I'd be in the bathroom having issues. I'm
Oh,
highly
okay.
sensitive to chemical, any oils, and I got to be
Mhm.
very selective. Like his rosemary he's used, I could tolerate that. My girlfriend had on frankincense. I was sick till she left. Literally sick, physically
Mhm.
sick.
Well, try the rosemary.
Okay.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Other questions here? Anthony, how are you?
Good, doctor. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Hey, quick question before we get off. I bought the extra, I don't know if I'm using proper terminology, electrodes for my microcurrent machine, And so you'd only have to use one pad, front and back.
Yeah.
And I tried to hook these up and something's not adding up. I'm sure I bought the right ones off your website, but now, so what I have to do is use 2 pads for front, 2 pads for the back, because there's a branch of 2 leads that come off of every wire.
Oh, you know what? I
what?
have a simple fix for it.
Okay.
I'll show you here. Two leads.
I don't see your picture anymore.
You see them?
No, I don't see you. I don't see you. No,
Is the camera on?
my camera's on.
But you don't
I'm not-
see me.
No, I don't see you.
Let
No.
me just do something here. Here.
Greg and Lauren
now
are
I see you.
showing. There you are.
Okay, anyway, you see the 2 leads?
Yes.
And this is coming from the red.
Okay.
You're going to kill yourself. You put one in the back and they become one.
Oh, now I see how it's done. Thank you so much. I'm like,
I
I
know.
can't be this stupid.
No, you know what? I can't laugh at you because I had that same problem. I got them. Okay, what am I going to do with it? Then I discovered there's a little hole here and you
Yep.
put it in. Then you can hook it up to one pad.
We
Okay,
just
so I
found out
didn't need
yesterday.
I didn't need the extension that was sent to me.
You do need these special pin pads.
I have those,
And the
but
one,
there was
you
another
know,
little wire sent to me.
well, there's a special connection that you need for the back of the machine.
Okay.
Some of the machines have a different plug. This plug here
Okay.
has a, it's not like the regular radio jack. It has
Right.
like a little hole in it. So you may need those depending
Okay.
on your machine.
Thank you so much. I was getting frustrated.
Okay. See, it pays to join the group.
Right.
I hope that helps other people. But the advantage is that you can do a microcurrent treatment with only 2 pads. And I had some shoulder problems and I put 1 pad here, 1 pad here. Before I'd put like 2 pads back here and 2 pads up front.
Sure.
Now it's really nice. Okay, any other questions?
Tyra, I have an additional one if no one else does.
Okay, shoot.
Back to the pinhole glasses, as far as would it be safe to use those when, like with the snow glare, because you're not getting any protection from the UV light? Would that be safe, or would you
So
not recommend?
your body, your eyes need UV light. You need UV light during the day. Those pinhole glasses do not block the UV light. It's going to get through those holes. So the question I have for you is, if the pinhole glasses make you comfortable in the snow, then I would wear them.
Okay.
Is there a recommended amount of UV light? I mean, 30 minutes, hour, or is it just whatever you can do?
Well, that's a tough question because it depends where you live. If
Okay.
are you in Wisconsin?
I'm in California.
Okay, well, it depends where you live in California, but you know,
Southern.
it's like comparing Arizona. The Arizona, you have low humidity, high altitude, so the ultraviolet light is very intense.
Okay.
If you're in Florida, you have a lot of humidity. The ultraviolet light isn't intense, and it also depends on your skin tone and your texture.
Okay.
So the main thing is you don't want an overexposure. You do need ultraviolet light, but you don't want an exposure, just enough. But I can't say 30 minutes, 2 hours. But the problem is everybody's deficient in vitamin D, especially in the wintertime. So you do need to consider taking some supplemental vitamin D.
You know,
The other issue is the sunscreen and sun lotions. They block the beneficial effect. In fact, one study was done to show there was actually an increased incidence of skin cancer with, the sun blockers.
I did have a doctor tell me that the more sun, the thicker the skin, and that when you get older, you don't get enough sun, so your skin gets very thin. So I do believe the sun is important.
Yeah, it's in moderation.
Yeah.
Jean, you have your hand up?
Yes, I have a question about these pinhole glasses. Do you think that that would help me with this problem I have with the brightness of the outside and inside? But do you
Well,
think
you
it
may
would-
want to give it a try. I don't have any experience with it, but I'm thinking that it may help.
So where are these available?
You can buy them online. Go to Amazon pinhole glasses.
Oh, okay, I'll try that. Okay. Fine, thank you.
Okay, but let us know if it helps.
Okay. Okay.
Lemon juice. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? So I guess, do you want to meet next Saturday? Or are people busy with,
Sounds good now that I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
well,
available.
I'll keep the meeting open for next Saturday in case somebody, wants to join and they have any questions, okay? That'll be next
Dr.
Saturday.
Kondrot,
Yes.
is the video about the essential oils, is that on your website?
Yeah, it was part of the Vision Event 2022.
So I would go to Vision Event 2022 and look for essential oils.
Yeah.
Thank
If you have trouble finding it, email Chris.
Mhm.
I know that it's on my YouTube channel. Let me just see here. Let me go there and see. Oh, I can't get on. I'll have to investigate. Oh, here's what I'll do. This is being recorded, and I'm going to send all of you a copy of the recording, and I'll send a link to Dr. Vega's talk.
Wonderful.
Great.
Oh,
All
I'd
right.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Very good.
Okay, well, anyway, coming to the end of the hour, I want to thank everybody. And I'll see you next Saturday, okay?
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very
This has
much.
been really
Take care.
informative. It's
All
very
right,
helpful.
tell